What's up, everybody? It's me, Don Weeb, here, back with part 2 for What If Naruto Had Ultra Instinct. And if you guys are ready for this part, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you think of the series, and subscribe to the channel for more. I will see all of you guys in this part, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into it. Naruto finally makes it to the training field, as he sees Sasuke as well as Sakura already waiting there, with Kakashi to be nowhere in sight. As Naruto runs up to his two new teammates, he would ask if all of them are ready for today's examination with Kakashi-sensei. Sasuke would nod, while Sakura would just sit there, pretty much ignoring Naruto, like she usually did. Naruto would sigh, as he says that there's no way they're going to be able to beat Kakashi if they can't all work together. As Kakashi arrives at the training fields, Naruto would look up to Kakashi-sensei and ask him why it took him so long to get there. Kakashi would say he was busy getting lost on the path of life, but he found his way again, and now he's here to take their examination with them. As Kakashi then pulls out a set of 2 bells, he would say that all 3 of them, well, 2 of the 3 of them would have to collect the 2 bells from him, and that the one who didn't would have to be sent back to the academy. With Naruto determined not to go back, he would ask Kakashi when they're ready to go. Kakashi, not knowing how seriously Naruto was taking this, would tell him that he'll give him a countdown. As all 3 of them get ready to go, Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura would all get ready. Immediately as Kakashi says 3, 2, 1, Naruto had ran off just before he was about to say the last number. Kakashi appears directly behind Naruto. However, Kakashi is shocked to see Naruto's eyes had followed him the entire time, as Naruto had kept eye motion connected with him as he had moved. He was surprised that Naruto was able to keep up with his speed, as Naruto would then ask Kakashi what he's doing. Kakashi, who was about to use the 10,000 years of death, would say nothing as he sweats, going back to position and telling Naruto not to go off count. As soon as he counts down this time, 3, 2, 1, everyone goes off. As soon as Sasuke and Sakura who dive into the forest, Kakashi thinks that was smarter than them. Naruto, on the other hand, stands there as he creates the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Shadow Clone Jutsu, multi-Shadow Clones, as he creates 5 Shadow Clones who all go rushing towards Kakashi. Kakashi would say this is child's play, as all of them are running towards him. As Kakashi moves, seemingly faster than either Sasuke or Sakura can see, Naruto would be able to see through this easily, as Naruto's heightened senses are all due thanks to him being an Ultra Instinct for so long. Naruto's instincts itself are just better in general. Naruto, who isn't in Ultra Instinct at this moment, would still be outclassed by Kakashi, as he easily destroys all the Shadow Clones. As he is fighting Naruto, Naruto's actually keeping up to pace with him fairly well for a Genin, as he's actually blocking some of Kakashi's attacks. Kakashi finally catches him in that trap they did before, and hooks him up to the top. As he's then dropped to the floor after releasing himself, he decides he's going to go find Kakashi for real, as he decides this is going to go down. As he finds him just about to take prey on Sasuke, Naruto would power up as he says, "Alright, just a little bit." As Naruto lets go of his focus just a little bit more, Naruto would dive deeper into the power of Ultra Instinct. Naruto enters Omen mode, as his hair begins to turn darker black, as the white energy of Ultra Instinct begins to surround his entire body. His eyes becomes crystalline and silver as he looks up at Kakashi. His entire facial expression goes numb, as everything inside and outside begins to fade into merely a gray and blue embassy, where all Naruto can think about now is his opponent. As he sees Kakashi, he would then tell Sasuke to move, with just one word: move. A burst of chakra would explode forward, as Naruto's entire body shoots forward faster than Kakashi can even counter. As Kakashi is moving towards Naruto, Naruto's attacks are inefficient. As we already know with Ultra Instinct Omen, Naruto's attack is severely weakened, while his defense is heightened incredibly. As Kakashi tries to combat Naruto, Naruto's fists are flying at extremely high pace, similar to what we know of Goku from Dragon Ball Super, what he was doing with Jiren during the UI Omen fight. As Naruto is flinging his fists at Kakashi at full speed, Kakashi's barely able to hold his block up for long before he gets pushed away. As Kakashi decides to fight back, he fights Naruto and tries to attack him. As soon as his fist is about to touch Naruto, his entire body teleports away, as if though he can't even be touched by Kakashi. Kakashi is continually going after Naruto, who's dodging, weaving, and escaping all of his attacks with ease. Kakashi is impressed that a genin could actually master their defensive so well, as he's never actually been able to not touch someone before. As Naruto's untouchable at this point, Kakashi is still fighting with everything he's got. He decides that he's going to actually have to use his Sharingan if he wants to take down this kid, as he opens his eye, and he utilizes his Sharingan. As the Sharingan's red light pierces watching Ultra Instinct, suddenly Kakashi is shocked, as he can't track his movements. Ultra Instinct Naruto, even in Omen mode, is so powerful that at this point Kakashi has no way of touching him. Suddenly Naruto appears behind Kakashi as he snags one of the bells, easily. Damn it! Kakashi would think. Kakashi had been so off guard with Naruto not being able to track his movements with a Sharingan that he hadn't realized that Naruto had actually moved behind him. Naruto would fall out of Ultra Instinct Omen mode, and as he does so, his focus regains as his hair goes back to its normal blonde and gold color, with his eyes returning to their normal blue as well. I made it out, Naruto would say, as he almost lost focus completely again and would have accessed full Ultra Instinct, which took him many years to actually go back to his normal self from. Naruto would sigh as he's relieved, sweating. He would tell Kakashi that he's really strong, and that no one's ever been able to actually evade for him that long, even though his attacks were pretty ineffective. Kakashi would tell Naruto that his speed is incredible, and ask him why he didn't do that from the beginning of the fight. Naruto would sigh and said it's not that simple, as Sasuke and Sakura would be shocked that Naruto actually got one of the bells. Kakashi would be surprised too, as no one had ever actually taken a bell from him in any of the examinations he's held. He remembers back to when he had been fighting Minato-sensei, back when he had first taken his bell exam. Kakashi would then look back as he tells that he can use his Sharingan to see them now, with Sasuke being shocked that Kakashi actually has a Sharingan, not knowing about Kakashi the copy ninja. Kakashi would then go into the forest and tell Naruto to wait there, as he still has one bell left. Naruto would sigh as he laughs, telling him alright, as Sasuke and Sakura are prepared to defend themselves from the wrath of Kakashi. As Kakashi goes into the forest, he immediately puts a Genjutsu on Sakura, knocking her out, taking her out of the fight. Sasuke would begin to battle, and Sasuke does his best to fight off Kakashi, but he's no match for Kakashi in his speed or defense, and has none of the same physical taijutsu prowess that Naruto did. As Sasuke is kicked to the ground, he's then finally put out of commission by Kakashi, who has his fingers held against his forehead, telling him that he is down for the count. In this version, Sakura would be the one to actually be tied up in the wood block, while Sasuke and Naruto enjoy their food. Kakashi would tell them that they shouldn't feed their teammate no matter what, as she had done the worst in the examination out of both of them. He tells Naruto that he can keep that bell for now, if he wants. Naruto would smile and say thanks, as he then tells Sasuke how he'd actually gotten the bell. "You went into that mode, didn't you, Naruto?" Sasuke would say, as he then recalls his battle with Naruto from many years ago during the academy. "Yeah, I had to. That guy's way too strong. Jonin are way crazy off of the power scale in my opinion. It was like no other fight I've ever had. I actually was trying," he would say, as Naruto laughed. Naruto would continue eating his lunch when Sakura is sitting there kind of sad. Naruto would offer to give Sakura some food, but she would refuse. Sasuke would sigh as he gives Sakura some of his food as well. Naruto would share too, as Kakashi would come running out of the woods telling them that they passed. All three of them would be happy that they'd actually passed, as he explained that the whole original point of the examination was to see if they could master teamwork. Teamwork? Naruto would say, as he hasn't actually ever had to use this word before, or ever had to use it. Kakashi would nod as he says that in most fights of other ninja and shinobi, you'll be required to work as a team to take someone down, especially if they have powerful ninjutsu skills. Naruto, even though you took me out and took one of my bells, you won't be able to have a fight like that, and the people in the actual world, other shinobi will try to kill you. Naruto would sigh as he whispers under his breath that they can try. We then see a flashback as we see Naruto as a younger child. Naruto, at this point, is trying to, well, he's done. At this point, Naruto's mental health was far below what it originally would be. Combined with what everyone in the village had said about him, and also having Ultra Instinct limiting him to where he basically had no attention besides being the weird kid. Naruto, as a young child, would actually have tried to free himself of his mortal coil. We see Ultra Instinct Naruto with his silver hair and silver eyes as he's holding a kunai trying to point it at himself. Naruto would close his eyes. He thinks, this is it. I have to do this. I can't live like this anymore. As he tries to pierce the kunai into himself. Suddenly, as he's about to, his hand stops him before he can do it, just before it's about to touch him. The blade inches away from his heart. Naruto would be raging inside, as he can't even do this to himself. Damn it, I hate this, he would think. As we then see Naruto in tears, without being able to shed a single tear from his actual eyes. We see Naruto inside of his own mental consciousness, thinking about why he has to be like this way. We then end the flashback as we see him now sitting there finishing off his lunch, asking Kakashi what their first mission will be. Kakashi said that they should all report to him tomorrow and he'll have their first D-class mission for them. Naruto would pump his fist into the air as he smiles, saying, alright, as he heads home getting some ramen to eat before he goes to bed. The next day, we then see from Naruto's perspective of view, as we see a cat running through the forest. I got you now, he'd say, as he runs up a tree and runs, jumping over to the cat as he grabs it. As he grabs the cat running back to Kakashi, he then says this is the 5th mission they've had to help old ladies across the street, or help find their old cat, or help someone getting groceries. He asks Kakashi this is really what shinobi do. Kakashi would sigh as he takes the cat from Naruto, with Sasuke and Sakura also being a bit bored. He would say that he supposes they could ask for a little bit of a harder mission, as they report to the 3rd Hokage. Naruto would ask in a calm tone of voice, he says, 3rd Hokage? Do you think we could maybe get a slightly more difficult mission than what we've been doing? This is when Hiruzen would laugh, saying that he gets where he's coming from, but he has actually one mission that they could perhaps do. It's a bodyguarding mission to escort a bridge builder back to the Land of Waves. It shouldn't be too difficult, but it would help for them to get some more battle experience. Naruto would smile, as he then says that that's something that he's more interested in, as Tazuna comes into the room, completely drunk. Tazuna would ask if these kids are really going to protect them, with Naruto saying it's nice to meet him, not realizing that he's being kind of mean, as Naruto didn't have much interaction as a young child, which we already knew. Naruto would then have Sasuke and Sakura follow him, as he tells them that they gotta protect the bridge builder when they run out to go after them. Team 7 exits the gate with Kakashi in the lead, as Tazuna is now protected on all 3 of his 4 sides, with Sakura in the back, and Sasuke and Naruto on the sides. As suddenly, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Naruto all sense something. Sasuke, do you? Yeah, I hear it. Suddenly, 2 shuriken would come flying out of nowhere as they pierce into Kakashi, causing him to fall down, appearing to be dead. Naruto and Sasuke would jump into action as the 2 demon brothers come out of nowhere. The 2 Chunin of the mist would come flying out as they attack the team with the bridge builder on it. Naruto would immediately go into action as he goes flying as he jumps into the air and kicks one of them in the stomach, sending them flying into a tree. Sasuke would pull out one of his own wired kunais, he wraps it around him, the other one, and ties him up to the limb of a tree. The same one that, in fact, that Naruto kicked the other brother into. As the 2 demon mist brothers are sent down into the ground, both of them have now fallen and are knocked out. Kakashi would appear from behind a tree as he uses substitution jutsu, clapping as his other substitution disappears. Both Naruto and Sasuke would be surprised that he'd actually substituted, as they hadn't seen this jutsu until now. Kakashi would explain what he'd done with Sakura still being by Tazuna, and they would continue on their way. After a few hours of walking, Naruto would ask if he thinks they're going to have to fight any more high-level Chunin ninja like that again. Kakashi would sigh as he thinks this mission might be a little bit more difficult than he actually interpreted, as it was supposed to be a C-ranked mission, but based on those Chunin arriving, it could even be an A-ranked. Suddenly, Naruto would say, "Everyone get down to the ground, now!" As Naruto grabs Tazuna, Sakura, and Sasuke, he uses his full body mass to pull all of them to the ground. Kakashi having already gone to the ground as he had heard Naruto's instructions, not judging his actual thought process. About maybe 2 seconds later, a sword comes flying over and dislodging itself into the tree, directly where their heads had been before. Naruto would get off the ground and ask, "Who are you?" Zabuza of the mist would suddenly appear, as he stands there tall on his executioner's blade. "I am Zabuza Momochi, and you are my prey." Zabuza would begin to attack formation, as Kakashi would still be on the ground. "Everyone get back," Naruto would say, as Zabuza begins attacking Naruto. Zabuza would be way too fast for Naruto, as he continues to get pummeled. Naruto uses Shadow Clone Jutsu to try and defend himself, but that has no effect, as he continues to get pummeled by Zabuza, him swinging his blade at Naruto. As Naruto is sent flying, as Zabuza uses one of his stronger jutsus. Water style! Water Dragon Jutsu, Zabuza would say, as he shoots the Water Dragon directly at Naruto. Naruto is hit full force by it, and as he goes into the tree, he is completely knocked out. Naruto! Sasuke would say. Kakashi would get up prepared to fight. However, suddenly, the music begins to play, as Ultra Instinct Naruto awakens from his long-since slumber. Perfect Master Ultra Instinct Naruto would appear, his eyes seeming shallow, as the actual Naruto is knocked out, not able to concentrate. His consciousness is now returned back to its original state, as Naruto's white hair glows. Zabuza Momochi, identified as Blood Ninja of the Mist. Zabuza Momochi. Target, locked on. Naruto's vision would completely focus on Zabuza, as now all three, Kakashi, Zabuza, and Sasuke are watching in awe. Naruto pulls himself out of the tree, as his body's flickering now with the light of Ultra Instinct. Zabuza would ask, what's going on? As Naruto would walk forward calmly. Annihilation, compatible. Starting process, part 1, beginning. As Naruto then goes into a complete analytical mindset, as he continues rushing forward, he basically teleports behind Zabuza in a flash of white light. As his silver hair streaks over his eyes, his fist would then begin to cascade as it goes into the back of Zabuza's spine. Suddenly, a hole would appear in Zabuza's chest, as a burst of blood would come shooting out of the front of him. As an entire cascade of blood, Zabuza's internal organs, as well as his entire face would go in shock, as he couldn't even feel himself dying before it occurred. Zabuza, now taken down. Naruto would fall out of complete Ultra Instinct, as he goes back to his normal self, now completely knocked out and out of power, as his chakra levels have now dropped. Zabuza would fall to the ground, as he begins to die slowly. This is when Haku would appear, as Haku grabs Zabuza and gets out of there as fast as possible, with now Zabuza on the verge of death. Naruto would be completely unconscious, as he's out of chakra. Kakashi, on the other hand, would have no recovery need. Kakashi would pick up Naruto's body, as he would then take Team 7 back to Tazuna's house for Naruto to have a chance to recover. As Naruto spends the next week recovering from his chakras being completely drained by Ultra Instinct, Naruto would finally open his eyes, as Sasuke Sakura had already mastered the tree walking exercise, putting Naruto behind again. Damn it. Naruto would sigh, as Sasuke shows off what he can do that Naruto can't. Kakashi would begin teaching Naruto how to do the tree walking exercise as well, before he could finally do it. Naruto would not pass out in the woods this time, as he doesn't fully master the tree walking exercise just yet. However, he can do it for several minutes before he falls. And his chakra control's a lot better in this version due to Ultra Instinct. However, it's not the greatest, so it's pretty mediocre still. But that's only because Kurama is still interfering with Naruto's chakra paths. So Naruto still has a grip on it though. We then see Haku, who's caring for Zabuza. As Zabuza had just been taken back, there's still a hole in his stomach, as Zabuza coughs up blood. Haku, I never got to tell you, but you have to continue to survive. You have to finish what I couldn't do. And Haku, never let yourself be used like that. Don't be a tool for anyone else. As you, Haku, you're special. You're different than I am, and I've always known that. Haku would reveal this as he finally passes on and dies. Haku would be enraged, as he vows to take revenge on the person who killed his beloved Zabuza. Haku would then go to the bridge, as the rest of Team 7 would as well. The mist would roll over the entire bridge, as Naruto walks in, wondering what's going on. As we then see that Kakashi would be ready for the fight, he'd activate his Sharingan. This would be the first time we get to actually see Kakashi fighting for real, as Haku in this version is much stronger than he was in the original, with his rage fueling him. Damn you! Damn you! Leave Shinobi! Haku would scream, as he says that you killed Master Zabuza! He would go rushing into battle, as he activates the Demon Crystal Ice Mirror, surrounding the entire team, including Tazuna this time. Tao's going to be protected on all sides, as Kakashi tells them to get ready for a fight. Naruto would hold up 2 kunai along with the rest of Team 7, as Sakura actually has to do something in this version. As Haku continues to throw Senbon faster and faster and faster, his kind, gentle heart, which had been nurtured by Zabuza, who had only wanted to protect Zabuza, had broken. All that we could see of Haku was his rage, as Haku continuously blasts Senbon with ice and attacks towards Team 7 and the Leaf Shinobi. Eventually, Senbon began to hit Sasuke and Naruto. Naruto would say to the rest of his team that he can't go back into that mode for a while, or he could truly lose himself forever. Kakashi said that he can handle this, as he uses his Sharingan and creates the lightning blade, using it to shatter one of the ice mirrors as he escapes Haku's jutsu. Suddenly, the mirror reappears, as Kakashi is just trying to grab everyone out of the mirror jutsu. Sasuke would get pelted with all of the Senbon as he's taken down, with Haku saying that now Naruto would feel what he had felt when he had killed Zabuza in front of his very eyes. As he sees Sasuke fall to the ground, Naruto would feel something he had never felt before. Complete rage. This is the opposite of Ultra Instinct. If Ultra Instinct is a cool, flowing river of which allows no emotion to get through, this is a torrent of a storm, as rain begins to fall inside of Naruto and the thunderclouds clap. Damn you! Damn you! Sasuke! Sasuke would say one thing to Naruto as he's about to die. Finish my dream for me. Kill. His name is Itachi Uchiha. As Sasuke falls unconscious, his Sharingan just activating before he goes, Naruto would break, as something inside of him would be completely different than Ultra Instinct. Something would begin to rage, as he feels it, the Nine-Tails chakra beginning to rage out of him. Damn you! His eyes would glow red, as the Nine-Tails power overpowers Haku. No, not again. I won't be defeated by you. I will avenge Master Zabuza! Naruto would scream in an animalistic tone, as he now feels the opposite of what Ultra Instinct is. Pure, raw emotion. The seal in his stomach, which is usually a silver from Ultra Instinct, begins to fade, as it's now being overpowered by the Nine-Tails releasing chakra. The Angel's chakra, which she had given to Naruto, which was binding him into the Ultra Instinct mode, was now being forcefully opened by the Nine-Tails, as his rage was overpowering Haku. Haku! 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 You killed Sasuke! He had a dream. He had emotions. He had a goal. Unlike your master Zabuza, all he sought to do was kill for a hired tool. Naruto would scream this as he rushes at Haku, pummeling him with his fists, as his fingers and his nails become more claw-like, while his teeth turn to fangs. He would growl at Haku as the two get into a taijutsu fight, Naruto pushing Haku back as he falls to the ground. Naruto would slash Haku's face, causing 3 scars to appear across it as blood soaks out of it. You wouldn't understand anything about Master Zabuza. How could you? All you ever knew of him was him being used as a tool, while all I sought was for Master Zabuza to be using me to protect him. He would push off Naruto, sending him flying as he uses an ice mirror to hit Naruto to the ground. Naruto would growl more as he goes rushing towards Haku on all fours, as he slashes at Haku, fighting him. Fine. Naruto would scream as he uses his shadow clones. Shadow multi-clone jutsu! As he creates 1,000 shadow clones, they all jump on Haku and begin pummeling him into a bloody pulp. As now Haku is on the ground bleeding, Naruto's Nine-Tails chakra is beginning to run out, just as the One Tail was beginning to form. Naruto would be breathing heavily, as now he falls to the ground on all knees and his hands. Haku, you killed Sasuke. He would be breathing heavily, while Kakashi comes over as he finishes Haku off. Lightning Blade. Haku, your master Zabuza? He had betrayed his own village, and had followed Gato, one of the most evil gangsters in this area. I don't know what you saw in him, but you must have been truly loyal to him. As he finishes him off with the lightning blade, Naruto passes out as the Nine-Tails goes back to sleep. The seal surrounding Naruto's stomach, which contains the Nine-Tails, begins to glow silver again, as Naruto in his sleep-like state goes back into Ultra Instinct mode. As Kakashi attempts to pick Naruto up, Naruto's body would inadvertently roll out of the way. As he finally is all out of energy, he lays there as his hair is flickering in colors back into and out of Ultra Instinct. Kakashi would pick Naruto up, as he then puts him on his back, carrying him along with the rest of Team 7, which would follow Kakashi, as they finally defeat the rest of Gato's men, with Sasuke finishing Gato off. Sasuke, who had actually recovered after the battle, with Kakashi's help since he was still there, had several cuts and bruises from all the kunai inside of him, but he was pretty much fine. Haku had now passed away, as he and both Zabuza had gone to a different place. Sakura and Sasuke would be kind of terrified of what they'd seen Naruto become, as Sasuke had seen the power that Naruto wielded. Naruto has a very interesting ability, he would think, as he says that he either has no emotions or he has all of them. As they continue walking away from the Land of Waves, they would thank Tazuna and tell him congratulations on now being able to complete his bridge. Tazuna would tell him that he'd be naming it the Great Naruto Bridge, after seeing that awe-inspiring battle that he had completed in order to protect him. Naruto would finally wake up several days later, as they were now on their way back to the Leaf Village. "Kakashi-sensei?" he would say, as Kakashi would nod, telling him that he had a good fight. Naruto would rest, as he thanks Kakashi for helping him out and Team 7 when he had gone, and as he falls asleep, he would think that Zabuza and Haku had been a great first fight. However, he would then ask immediately as his eyes wake up and ask if Sasuke is alright, having seen him fall to the ground. Sasuke would pull on his leg, as he's still on Kakashi's back, and would tell him he's down here, loser. Naruto would laugh as he says he's glad to see him alright, as now the rest of Team 7 head back to the Leaf Village. That's the end for part 2 for What If Naruto had Ultra Instinct. If you guys want to know more, then you can stay after the words. I'm going to be explaining a few things, as this What If's kind of complicated. But anyway, so the seal, the Reaper Death Seal in this version, is actually the Angel Seal, which is slightly different. It's still the same sealing formula, but it has Otsutsuki Chakra in it, so that's why it glows silver instead of the usual black. Also, the bars that are actually inside of Naruto's seal, you know, like the red, if you have watched and you see inside the seal, instead they're like silver metal, because they're much stronger as well. Inside of the seal of Naruto, it's slightly different just because of Ultra Instinct, but I think this really works well for like a thematic change, as we have Naruto combating two sides of himself. We have Naruto, who has Ultra Instinct, which is kind of like no emotions. If you've watched Dragon Ball Super, it's harder to like display emotion when you're focusing on only your instincts and fighting. While he also has the Kyuubi's power, which is all raw emotion, where he has to tap into hatred in order to use it at first. So I think that's really interesting. So I really like that. But if you guys really like this, then make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you think, and subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see all of you guys later. If you have any questions or comments down below, make sure to let me know. Or if you have any ideas that you want to see me do looking forward into the future of this series, just let me know. I'll see all you guys later. Bye.